So all the students, first before starting this particular topic, I want to ask the simple question. Let us say we are having the motor, shunt motor, let us imagine. If the load, mechanical load, that means the weight, if the load on the motor is increased, what happens to the speed? Speed increases or decreases? Shunt motor. All of you? I think you are able to see the screen which I'm sharing. Okay. Yes. When the load on the motor is increased, the speed of the motor decreases, shunt motor. But imagine in the power plant, anyone tell me in power plant, am I using only one generator or number of generators in parallel? We are using number of generators in parallel with which are operating with same voltage and frequency, which is called synchronism. So when the load on the power system increases, now try to answer this one. When load on the power system increases, power generation is increasing or decreasing? Let us speak generally. When the load on the power system is increased, the power generation is increased or decreased? So in practice, in the power plant, whenever the load on the power system is increased, the power generation should increase. So how the power generation will increase? When the load on the power system is increased, the speed of the generator is also increased. The speed of the generator is increased. Sir, how it is possible? How the speed on the generator is increased? When the load on the power system is increased based upon the closed loop control system, the prime mover speed increases. The prime mover speed will make the generator to rotate at maximum speed to generate the required amount of power. Sir, what is this subject? In PSOC subject, we got the topic unit called power system stability, ability of this power system under transient state. What is transient state? Temporary condition. So sir, show me practically the transient state. So when the load on the power system is increased, the speed of the generator increases suddenly because of the changes in prime mover. So this condition is called the transient state. Now one more simple question I'm asking. Power is transferred to the load from the generator under transient state or steady state? Anyone think and tell me. Power should be transferred to the load from under steady state or transient state? The answer is steady state. Transient state is only the temporary condition. What happens under the transient state is we are supposed to study. So now let us start today's topic, which is equal area criteria, right? Okay, let me share this particular video explanation. Right. So all the students, what is stability? Ability of the power system to return to its original state after disturbances. So disturbances in the power system are of two types, small disturbance and large disturbance. And we say steady state and transient state. We should operate every time with steady state. Okay, transient state occurs only for temporary condition. Whenever fault is created in the power system, transient state is created. Okay, this transient state will be eliminated after a short period of time, and always power system supplies the power to the load only under steady state condition. Now, so whenever load on the power system is increased, there is an angle called load angle, the angle between rotor magnetic field and stator magnetic field is called load angle. Load angle starts to change. Changes in the load angle will be small or the large. If the load angle value is changed by 90 degrees, then power system becomes unstable. We cannot transfer the power. So small disturbance means load angle value is 5 degrees, and large disturbance means 30 to 35. So always whenever this load angle changes, we should see that load angle value again brought to its original state. So in order to explain equal area criteria, let us assume the generators are connected in parallel in a power plant and they are generating the power. So let us assume one generator. Okay, one generator is rotating at certain speed, how much? 1000 RPM. Okay, it is generating the power. Now, when the load on the power system is increased suddenly, very important this one. When load on the power system increases, we should generate maximum power. So in order to generate maximum power, the speed of the generator must be increased. So how the speed will be increased? When the prime mover speed is again increased. So now you imagine, initially the generator is rotating, synchronous generator is rotating at 1000 RPM. Now depending upon the load requirement, the generator speed is increased to 1500 RPM. So when the generator speed is changed from 1000 to 1500 RPM, the load value also changes, that load angle also starts to change. How it will change? How the generator speed will change? It will change in a steady state manner? No. First, this graph is explaining that the speed of the generator or the rotor of the synchronous generator slowly rotates, which is called the swing. Swing means just move from back to forward, forward to back, not complete rotation. So the rotor speed swings, it oscillates and then reaches the 1500 RPM. So what happens under this transient condition which exists for short period of time, we are studying in our subject. So now this is transient condition, and after certain period of time, the generator rotates at what speed? Anyone? 1500 RPM. So when the load on the power system increases, the speed of the generator increases, speed of the prime mover increases, and we generate the maximum power. For short period of time, there is a transient behavior in the power system. The transient behavior we are supposed to study. So anyone tell me the transient behavior of the power system or the generator is explained by dash equation. Swing equation. Swing equation, yesterday we have studied last class. The transient behavior is explained by swing equation. Sir, what is equal area criteria? The graphical explanation of swing equation or the graphical explanation of transient behavior of the power system is called equal area criteria. Both equal area criteria and swing equation are explaining the same transient condition. What happens under transient condition? So what is transient condition? Anyone student in shortcut? Transient condition is a type of disturbance, large disturbance to the power system, which is called as large fault. When the fault on the power system is applied, the load angle value starts to change. Okay, and we can eliminate this fault, but what happens during the fault we are going to study. So transient system is nothing but large disturbance to the power system. Study of the behavior of power system under transient disturbance is called the equal area criteria, or is explained by the swing equation. Now, imagine one generator is rotating at 1000 RPM and the speed is increased to 1500 RPM. The generator swings, oscillates, and then reaches and rotates to the rated speed. So what happens under this condition? We have to explain with equation. That is what the equal area criteria now. Okay, this is the transient state. As I mentioned, we got the steady state. Always power should be transferred to the load under which state? Anyone student? Under steady state, remember. Right. I hope the voice is audible. Anyone please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what explained by the swing equation. This graph is non-linear. So this is the non-linear behavior. The behavior of the power system is linear or non-linear objective type. It is 100% non-linear. You can check the graph. And this entire transient state, yesterday's class we have taken, it is explained by swing equation, changes in the value of the load angle. Whenever the load on the power system is increased, load angle will start to change. The angle between rotor magnetic field and stator magnetic field. So same condition is explained graphically by equal area criteria. Okay, so right. Swing equation is numerical, but here we say the graphical explanation is nothing but equal area criteria. So let us start again the basics of the equal area criteria. So the behavior of the power system or the generator under transient state under certain small disturbance or large disturbance is explained by graphically by equal area criteria method and theoretically derivative manner by the swing equation. So now, yes, let us check this one. So here we have mentioned graphical approach is nothing but the equal area criteria. Sir, what is the explanation I have to give? The graphical explanation of transient behavior of power system is called the equal area criteria. So how to explain equal area criteria derivation? You must start. See, I referred all the textbook. This is the derivation which we are doing right now. Online is the easiest one. So what is the swing equation? As a student, you have to remember the swing equation formula. M, moment of inertia. I will explain practically also today's class, moment of inertia. Swing equation is difference between the mechanical power and the electric power of the generator is equal to moment of inertia into d square del by dt square. Del is the load angle. So now for the given swing equation, this is nothing but the PA. PA is nothing but the net power, the difference between PM minus PE. You can ask, sir, why you are writing PM first? Because it is explained for the generator. Generator converts mechanical energy to electrical energy. If I am explaining for motor, I will write electric PE minus PM. Okay. So now when mechanical power is greater than electrical power, then only the generator will accelerate. That is the meaning. So PM minus PE explains the generator is accelerating and it is converting mechanical energy to electric energy and electricity is generated. So now when the generator is rotating at certain speed, what is the dynamic equation of generator? Remember all of you, the dynamic equation of generator is whenever a generator is rotating certain speed, the dynamic equation of generator is d square del by dt square, because when generator rotates, there is a change in the load angle, the angle between rotating magnetic field and stator magnetic field, right? Rotor angle and stator angle. So you see all of you, I will explain practical also. Concentrate on this derivation. The net power is PA, bring this M to the right hand side denominator, and I'm applying integration. Let us multiply with 2 into d del by dt on both sides and apply integration on both sides of the equation. So integration and differentiation get cancelled. So we are left over with d del by dt whole square, integration of 2 PA by M, d del by dt is equal to integration square root and del. This is the equation for equal area criteria. Explain equal area criteria. We have to start with this derivation. So, sir, what is practical meaning of equal area criteria? I am explaining with the graph also. So imagine one generator is rotating at 1000 RPM. Suddenly the load on the power system is increased. Then what happens to the speed of the generator? Speed of the generator increases or decreases? Speed of the generator increases because of the increase in the speed of the prime mover with the help of closed loop power control system. So whenever load on the power system is increased, with the help of closed loop power system, the power generation is also increased automatically. So when the load on the power system is increased, what are the changes in the generator? This is the explanation. So under steady state condition, the d del value becomes 0. Steady state means it is independent of time. It is constant. Okay. So under steady state condition, d del by dt value is equal to 0. So fault means any changes in the load can be taken as the small fault. Right. After this derivation, yes, as I mentioned, d del by dt is equal to 0. It is under steady state. Therefore, integration, the total net power. So under steady state condition, the acceleration is equal to deceleration. That means the rotor can move forward or backward. So it is accelerating power is equal to deaccelerating power. Mechanical power is equal to electrical power. Yeah. So that is what the equal area criteria derivation. So I just take you back to this derivation here. So up to here we are supposed, right? Now I am explaining the derivation in theoretical practical manner. You can highlight in the examination also after this derivation. So when the load on the power system increases, imagine the speed of the generator is 1000 rpm. It increases to 1500. What happens internally is explained by this equation. Now the same derivation I am explaining practically. Let us consider a synchronous generator which is used inside the power system, which has got stator, rotor, and the angle between stator and rotor is del. Okay, the angle between stator and rotor magnetic field is the del. So here we have written Fr is nothing but the speed of the rotor, that is rotating rotor axis, and this is the stator axis always. Now one simple question I'm asking, what is the formula for AC power? Anyone? So AC power means everyone will say P is equal to VI cos theta or 3 phase 3 VI cos theta. But power transferred in the transmission lines, power generated by synchronous generator and power transferred to the transmission lines is given by P is equal to EV by X sine del. All of you remember, this is your future. How much power is transferred in the transmission lines? Power is equal to E. It is generally called as sending end voltage, receiving end voltage by reactance of the transmission line into sine of the del. Del, you know, angle between rotor magnetic field and stator magnetic field. So, okay. So now, sir, what is this explanation? What is equal area criteria? Imagine the generator is rotating at 1000 rpm. The load on the generator is increased on the power plant. So then the speed has to increase to supply the maximum power. So now del naught is the speed of the generator under initial condition, which is 1000 rpm. When the load is increased, the speed increases, motor accelerates. Now you can see the new rotor angle is how much? 1500 rpm, the new rotor. But here now you see, all of you, what's going to happen inside the power plant. When the load is increased, the speed also increases, but the speed, the rotor first changes from 1000 to 1500 rpm, and then immediately, because of movement of inertia, it also increases beyond 1500 rpm. Now you see we are highlighting with the green indication axis the new position of the rotor. Sir, what is movement of inertia? If I turn on the fan, fan rotates. If I turn off the fan, immediately fan will stop? No. Fan rotates automatically at certain speed. So which is called the movement of inertia here. So when the load on the rotor is increased, rotor has to increase from 1000 to 1500 rpm. Okay, when the prime mover is stopped, prime mover rotation is removed, then what happens? Because of movement of inertia, the rotor increases the speed. Rotor accelerates from 1500 rpm to above. This is called the transient state. And after certain period of time, the rotor changes, deaccelerates from maximum value to 1500 rpm. Now you see. So here, this is important. When the load is increased, rotor increases the speed from 0 to 1000 to 1500 rpm, 1500 rpm to greater than 1500 rpm. And after certain period of time, under steady state, come back. Now you can see this is what happening on a transient state, and rotor is speed. Yes, these green lines are highlighting that when the load is increased, the rotors increases the speed from 1000 to 15. Okay, from 1500 to again above 1500, which happens only for short period of time because of movement of inertia. And again the rotor come back to its initial state from greater than 1500 to 1500 rpm, and then the minimum value. So this change in the position of the rotor is called the swing. It will just oscillate. That's why we are having the swing equation. Okay, this exists only for the short period of time. So how much power is generated during that swing condition, we have to calculate. Okay, entire explanation is based on here. So here we say when motor acts under steady state condition, all students. So where is steady state here? This is the steady state when the motor is operating under 1500 or 1000 RPM. Under steady state condition, the electric power is equal to the mechanical power. Then only we can transfer the power to the load. Under transient condition, when the rotor is changing its position, when the del value is increasing or decreasing, we cannot transfer the power to the load. So under steady state, the change in the value of the del is zero. This is the acceleration and this is nothing but the deaccelerating area. So when the load on the power system is increased, there is a change in the position of the rotor angle as well as the rotor. That is what we are supposed to highlight. So this is the theory explanation of the derivation what we have done. Let us explain with the graph. So the graphical, the transient state behavior of the power system is explained by graph is called the equal area criteria or power angle curve. Now I am drawing the power angle curve. The angle between the load angle, the graph between the load angle and the power delivered, power generated is called the power angle curve. So now you see all of you, the angle, the graph between the load angle and the power generated is called the load angle curve or power angle curve. So imagine the generator in the power system is rotating at 1000 RPM. When the load is increased, demand is increased. So power should be increased. In order to increase the power, the generator rotates with maximum speed. The new speed is nothing but 1500 RPM. Okay, so when the speed is increased, there will be a change in the value of the del. What is the del value here? Initially it was 1000 and now it will be 1500. So now you see, yes, no, 1500. Yes, this is the new position of the del. I'll highlight here. Yes. Let us draw this graph. This is the most important topic here. So PMIS. Sir, what this graph is explaining, you concentrate here. So first, when the generator, this is the power curve. Generator is generating the power at 1000 RPM, okay, which is highlighted here at the angle is how much? Del naught. When the power demand is increased, speed increases from 1000 to 15. This is the new position. So what happens from A to B is the transient stability. How the generator rotates, generator rotates at steady state condition or constant speed? No, it will oscillate here or it will swing. So that explanation we are studying. So here it will be accelerating and deaccelerating. So here you see, what is this point C? Anyone? What we have explained here only. So the speed increases from 1000 to 1500 RPM, but for short period of time, because of movement of inertia, the speed increases from 1500 RPM to, let us say 1800, which will exist only for short period of time. Again, it will come back to the 1500 and then maintains this steady state. Steady state points are A and B. Under steady state condition, only electric power is equal to mechanical power, and then the power is transferred to the load. Now, see here also we'll highlight. Yes, you can see with the green notation, acceleration and deacceleration. Okay, so what are the points we have mentioned under steady state? So power is generated by the synchronous generator and transferred to the load by the equation PE is equal to sending end voltage, receiving end voltage by X into sine del load angle. So accelerating area is equal to deaccelerating area. That's why the name is called equal area criteria. Criteria means explanation here. Okay, stable. This graph we have to draw, all the students. Equal area criteria. So this is what the explanation we have done. So from swing equation, m d square del by dt square equal to Pm minus Pe. Acceleration means mechanical power is greater than electric power, and the speed of the rotor is greater than the rotating magnetic field. Omega is nothing but rotor speed and omega s is nothing but rotating magnetic field. Yes, this is the acceleration point. And when electric power is greater than Pm, it is deacceleration. It happens due to movement of inertia. When accelerating power is equal to deaccelerating power, which power is transferred from source to load. This derivation followed by this theory explanation is important. We say positive torque when acceleration condition, negative torque under deaccelerating condition. So same explanation here we have taken. So it is up to that point here, no need of this table. Now let us move to the next topic as per the syllabus. Okay. Just let me share the document here. So all the students, let me share this final topic. So today we finish this unit. I'll show you the syllabus also. Sir, what are the applications of equal area criteria? Is used for determining the maximum limit on the load on the power system. That means maximum accelerating point, deaccelerating point. So after this equal area criteria, we got the topic. Let me share. What are the factors affecting the transient state stability? Methods to improve the transient state stability. I shared the link to your group BTech third year Gmail. You see the link. This is the easiest notes. What are the methods to improve the transient stability? See, transient means it is a disturbance. Small disturbance, very large disturbance occurred within short period of time. Sir, what do you mean by the word transient? All of you, don't say vibrations or fluctuations. Transient means it is changing with time, of course. Transient in our power system subject is large disturbance which is occurred for short period of time. Stability, transient stability means how the power system is clearing the disturbance and maintaining its original state is called the transient stability. Okay, so transient stability, what are the factors to improve the transient stability means how to clear the fault and come back to the original state. What is the first method? Increase system voltage. There are certain 5 points. You can study this one. Reduction in transfer reactance. Okay, using high speed circuit breaker. It is theory, you can study. So in this unit, only swing equation, equal area criteria are the derivations. Remaining topics are theory. Here is the material. Let me share the next one. Already equal area criteria. Now I'm sharing what you are supposed to write. Sorry, you have explained the video explanation. See all of you the material. Equal area criteria, what it is explaining. So when the generator is rotating at 1000 RPM, it is stable. Okay, when disturbance is occurred, the power system becomes unstable. How we are bringing the power system from unstable to stable is the explanation. Under steady state, we already know d del by dt is equal to 0. So equal area criteria, again, this introduction, what happens when the disturbance is created. So electric power is equal to mechanical power. Here they are mentioned mechanical power P is equal to PM sine del, which I mentioned. PM in the place of PM, we have written EV by X into sine del. Okay, under ideal condition, both powers are equal to each other. When the fault is created, circuit breakers will clear that fault. Okay, but we are explaining what happens during the transient condition, during the fault condition here. This is with the help of this equation. Same derivation what we have done here, the same graph, equal area criteria, accelerating area must be equal to deaccelerating. Few textbook, they have drawn the diagram. This is the transmission line, reactance, generator. Okay, and this is the fault condition. Any fault condition is cleared. When fault condition is created, what happens? The steady state, what happens means there is a change in the value of the load angle. So same integration they have done here, and final expression is what we have proved here. Okay, so let me share the final topic here. Last topic is the voltage stability in the power system. So whenever the load on the power system is increased or decreased, there is a change in the value of the voltage. Voltage stability means how the voltage value is maintained constant from the changes in the power system. There is how many types of disturbances are there in the power system? Large disturbance, small disturbance. This is the theory, you please read yourself. So again, the same equation, power transfer to the transmission line is EV by X sine del, or Vx, we are sending end voltage, receiving end voltage. The similar derivation what we have done, it's certain assumption is mentioned here. You can go through this derivation. So let me share that unit. I was given the task to take this unit only in a PSO subject. Let me share the syllabus first. Okay, I hope now syllabus copy is shared with you. You see our target, we have taken this unit, fourth unit first. Okay, if they mention to prepare the fourth unit for mid one, you prepare. Fourth unit is what? Power system stability. I'm highlighting here. Stability means ability of the power system to retain its original state after certain disturbance. How many types of disturbances? Large disturbance, very large disturbance, and the small disturbance. Small disturbance means changes in the load, which is occurs under steady state. Large disturbance means the fault, which occurs under transient state. The disturbance, very small disturbance, is called the dynamic. Ability of the system to retain from very small disturbance is called the dynamic stability. And swing equation explains the behavior of the power system under transient state. Equal area criteria explains the graphical explanation of the power system under transient state. Applications we have taken just now. Okay, steps means it is swing equation derivation. Factors affecting transient stability is theory, methods to improve, and introduction to voltage stability. Okay, any question, anyone on this one? Material is already shared to your email ID. Last material is there, that also I'll share now. Any question is there, you can ask. Okay, I'm just ending. Thanks for this session.